Greetings, brothers and sisters. Hello and welcome back to Eva's House of Spirit. I'm Eva, for those of you who might be new to the channel. And today I wanted to talk about a kitchen spice that has a lot of magical potential. And I think a lot of people sort of overlook this spice. But I'm here to talk about paprika, okay? Paprika! Who would ever think of using paprika in spell work? Not too many people. But then maybe that's because not too many people really speak much about paprika, so maybe people just haven't sort of thought about using paprika, you know? There are people that do use it, but anyhow, let me get into talking about it. I have with me my little portable witch's notebook where I kind of jot down ideas and thoughts and so on and so forth. And today I was kind of laying on the couch earlier and I was thinking about just some random things, magically speaking, and I sort of somehow my train of thought kind of got onto kitchen spices. And I started thinking, well, what are some that kind of don't get a lot of recognition or use, maybe? And I settled on paprika. I'm like, well, paprika, you really don't hear a lot about paprika. So I'm going to be reading a little bit, like, you know, as I'm talking, I may look down at my little notebook just to kind of keep on track that I'm mentioning certain things, you know. I'm going to share with you some uses for this great, really, really awesome, overlooked herb. Okay, this spice actually. But now paprika, it enhances spell work. It adds energy. It can also heat things up, especially if it's a spicier, in particular, paprika. And in sort of heating things up, it can thus speed up your work's results. Now, there's something you need to understand about paprika, how I mentioned a spicier variety. Paprika comes in various degrees of spiciness. There's mild paprikas, sweeter paprikas, smoky paprikas, spicy paprika. Okay, they're all different kinds. Sometimes if you don't sort of see like a wide array of the different kinds of paprika, you could go to, let's say, gourmet shops, or you can shop online and probably find different varieties of paprika if that's something you're looking for, be it for cooking or spell work. But anyhow, let's get back into our discussion here. So paprika, it is associative of fire, but it's more of a controlled fire. It isn't as harsh or stark as black pepper or other very spicy peppers. Paprika can pack a punch if you're using a spicier variety, but it doesn't exactly have that same degree of like hexing or warding connotation that the hotter peppers can kind of have. The spiciness, though, of paprika, it does sort of associate paprika with being very well suited to lust works, and maybe it can even be used to enhance one's sexiness, you know, due to the fact that it's got a little bit of spice to it. If you use a spicier variety of paprika, it could be great for spicing up a lackluster sex life. It could enhance sexual chemistry between two people, or it could just kind of rev up your sex appeal in general. Milder varieties of paprika are good for empowerment or strength. And this is because of the Mars association and red color vibration of the herb. While this is a red Mars associative herb, when it isn't very spicy, you're working with a less aggressive but still strong and confident element. So milder paprika would complement or work very well for confidence, self-esteem, self-empowerment, strength, courage, pride, assertiveness. Furthermore, paprika is also excellent for dominance and control. Depending on the paprika you use, you can dial up or down the aggressive nature of said dominance. For example, a milder paprika would sort of be along the lines of inducing persuasion, where a spicier paprika would be a more of a hard or aggressive dominance. One thing I will say is it's important to look at the Mars and red and fire associations when, look at those, look at Mars and red and fire and their correspondences when considering uses for paprika, and take into account how hot or mild your paprika is when deciding what to use it for. Because these are all, associatively, symbolically, these are all very closely related. Also, speaking of the whole red tint to paprika, the generally red tint, some paprikas are more brown, but in terms of red paprika can kickstart something that's lagging or slow going. It can also be a great source of motivation. It can stimulate people to take action when action is needed. Red paprika can also be used magically for stirring up enthusiasm or excitement. It can be used to combat boredom or to make people or situations more fun. Now, as I mentioned before, paprika does range from red to brown, and that paprika that is brown, this is a good variety when it's mild for strong grounding or really digging in your heels in a situation, sort of setting down roots, anchoring things down. And therefore, brown or reddish brown paprikas are very well suited for situations such as if someone is living dangerously wild and you're trying to sort of simmer them down for their own good. If they're doing, let's say, self-destructive behaviors or making really impulsive, crazy choices that really can land them in some serious hot water, you can use paprika in your spell work to help really ground them back down to earth. Another thing you can use paprika for is if someone has a lot of emotional or mental turmoil going on or a lot of stress, things like that, you can sort of bring them back down to center. Just very strongly sort of ground that person to help them through their difficulty. You can also use brownish paprika if you don't want to move house, or if you don't want to leave or be fired from a job, to sort of help keep yourself in your position so you don't, if you don't lose that job, it really could help to use brown paprika for that. You could also use brown paprika for cases where you need to strongly solidify and root someone or something down. Brown paprika, it's very good at pinning down things, and in fact, it could be used to pin down lovers too. Not that I'm a huge fan of forcing someone to stay with you if they're not really feeling you, but for those that, let's say, have a relationship and maybe they have a lot invested in that relationship and that person's eye begins to stray, well, it's not what I would exactly do, but if that person would choose to sort of bring that party back, from straying, they could use brown paprika in their work. As for smoky paprika is good for compelling, and it adds flavor, so to speak. It makes people in situations interesting. Smoky paprika can make people notice you. It can hold people's attention, or it can help you to hold people's attention. It can liven up events, atmospheres, or auras that might otherwise be considered a bit boring or drab. Socially, smoked paprika can help you to be intriguing and noteworthy to other people if used in spell work directed at those aims. Now these are just some suggestions on how you might use paprika in your spell work. I do encourage and suggest that you sort of explore paprika for yourself. Maybe try using it in some of your spell work, maybe meditate on it, do some research, really get acquainted with paprika. You would be amazed what it could do for you. But definitely don't overlook it because it has so much power and potential. It really, really does. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And I will say, and I always forget to say this, if you have enjoyed this video, I do welcome you to subscribe to my channel. If you like the content that I bring you, please do subscribe so you don't miss my new content. And besides, stay connected with me. Stay connected with me because I do try to stimulate a lot of food for thought on this channel. I do try to inspire people, enrich people's journeys by bringing them ideas and things that I have. And, I can't really do that if you're not really kind of in touch. So please do subscribe and stay in touch. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, anything you'd like to share or add, please hit me up in the comment box. I always welcome that. And I always do try to address comments as best as I can. I also welcome you to join Eva's House of Spirit on Facebook. It is a closed group, but it is a really cool group, and there is no drama, no judgment or drama, no bickering and crap that goes on in there because there is a strict policy in Eva's House of Spirit. When that happens, people are booted out the door. So you may like it if you've had, let's say, bad experiences with other groups in the past that just were not at all fun. And what else do I have to say before I wrap up this video? I don't know. Please feel free to share this on social media as well if you want to, let's say, link this video somewhere on Facebook or something, or if you have some other social media you'd like to kind of be like, hey guys, check this out. That would be cool too. But anyhow, I'm going to wish you blessed be and ashe. I'm going to wish you a great day. And until next time, until our next exchange, hope you have some successes in working with paprika. And I guess I'll just kind of say bye-bye for now. Stay awesome.